Hello everyone and welcome. This presentation examines the environmental factors and constraints affecting English for specific purposes, ESP, classroom practices. While needs analysis identifies what learners must do with English, learning situation analysis focuses on a critical question: under what conditions will learning actually take place? Even well-designed ESP courses can fail when they overlook the realities of the teaching and learning context. By the end of the session, you will see that effective ESP teaching depends not only on language content but also on context, practicality, and responsive decisions that shape course delivery and learning success. What is learning situation analysis? Learning situation analysis refers to the examination of the context in which learning takes place. It investigates the conditions that influence teaching effectiveness, learner participation, course implementation, and learning outcomes. Learning situation analysis is concerned with the real teaching and learning environment. It asks practical questions such as: where will the course be taught? What resources are available? What expectations do learners and institutions have? What social and cultural factors may influence learning? In ESP, this analysis is especially important because courses are designed for specific learners with specific goals, often in specialized academic or professional contexts. Therefore, the teaching environment must support those goals. Learning situation analysis. Why is it important in ESP? ESP is different from general English because it is highly focused. Learners may be studying English for medicine, engineering, business, aviation, law, hospitality, or academic research. Their learning needs are specific, but the learning situation may either support or limit the course. So, delivery conditions strongly affect success. For example, a business English course may require technology for presentations and simulations. A medical English course may need authentic materials such as case reports or hospital communication scenarios. An English for aviation course may require strict adherence to professional communication standards. If the learning situation does not match these needs, the course may become less effective. That is why learning situation analysis is a necessary part of ESP planning. Key question: what factors in the learning context influence the delivery and success of an ESP course? To answer this central question, we need to move beyond textbooks and syllabus content and examine the surrounding conditions. These conditions can either enable learning, limit learning, or require adaptation. Environmental factors. Environmental factors are often overlooked, yet they have a direct effect on teaching quality and learner engagement. The physical setting of the classroom matters. A crowded room, poor lighting, uncomfortable seating, or constant noise can reduce concentration and participation. These include the physical and technological environment in which teaching occurs. Classroom conditions: noise and space, lighting and ventilation, technology access, internet reliability, learning resources. In ESP, the environment may need to support specialized tasks. For example, learners may need to work in groups on role plays, use computers for report writing, access online databases, or watch technical demonstrations. If the environment cannot support these activities, course delivery becomes difficult. Classroom environment. Physical learning conditions directly affect students' health, attention, and learning effectiveness. The classroom environment shapes how teaching happens. For example, large classes may make individualized instruction difficult. Fixed seating may limit pair work and simulations. A lack of projectors, speakers, or whiteboards may reduce the quality of instruction. In technical ESP settings, learners may need lab access, simulation rooms or field-based exposure. A medical ESP class may benefit from case discussions in small groups. A hospitality ESP class may require role-play space. An engineering ESP course may need visual diagrams and technical demonstrations. The teaching space must fit the learning purpose. Digital and technological environment. The digital and technological environment refers to the availability, reliability, and effective use of technology in teaching and learning, including internet access, devices, learning platforms, software tools, and technical support. A supportive digital environment enhances engagement, collaboration, and personalized learning, while also reducing barriers created by limited connectivity or inadequate digital skills. Questions to consider. Do learners have access to computers or mobile devices? Is the internet stable? Are digital platforms available? Are teachers trained to use educational technology? Technology plays a major role in ESP. Many ESP courses use online learning platforms, videos, simulations, digital reading materials, collaborative tools, and discipline-specific software. However, technology can either support learning or create inequality. If some learners have devices and others do not, participation becomes uneven. If the internet connection is unstable, online tasks may fail. If teachers are not comfortable with digital tools, the course may not reach its full potential. Therefore, the learning situation must carefully assess the teaching-learning environment readiness to use technology meaningfully, rather than relying on it as a substitute for sound pedagogy. Resource availability. ESP relies strongly on authenticity, so learners benefit most from materials that reflect real-world language used in their specific professional or academic field. When relevant texts, recordings and tasks are available, learners can better build language skills that transfer directly to their studies and future workplace demands. Learning materials include ESP textbooks, authentic documents, industry-specific materials, audiovisual resources, language labs, library access. Learning materials and support resources reduce learning gaps, clarify difficult content, and sustain motivation, leading to improved understanding and achievement. For example, nursing students may need patient charts and clinical dialogues. Business students may need emails, reports, and presentations. Law students may need contracts, case summaries, and courtroom language. If such materials are not available, teachers may need to create, or adapt them, which takes time and expertise. Therefore, resource access is a major part of learning situation analysis. Curriculum and policy limitations. Many institutions require teachers to follow a fixed curriculum. This may be useful for consistency, but it can also be problematic for ESP, which requires adaptation to specific learner needs. Possible constraints. Fixed syllabus. Limited flexibility. Standardized assessment. Prescribed teaching methods. Accreditation requirements. For example, a university may impose a general English syllabus on students who need technical English. A vocational program may require standardized exams that do not reflect workplace communication. An institution may prioritize grammar testing, while learners actually need presentation, negotiation, or report writing skills. These policy constraints can weaken the relevance of ESP instruction if they prevent customization. Time and staffing constraints. ESP courses are often expected to achieve a lot in a short period. Learners may need English for immediate professional use, but the course may only run for a few weeks or a few hours per week. Common issues? Limited contact hours. Overloaded timetables. Insufficient teacher preparation time. Shortage of trained ESP instructors. High teacher-student ratio. At the same time, institutions may not have enough trained ESP teachers. A general English teacher may be assigned to teach legal English, medical English, or technical English without specialized training. This can create anxiety for teachers and limit course effectiveness. High student numbers and limited preparation time also reduce the teacher's ability to adapt lessons to specific professional needs. Financial constraints. Budget and funding issues determine the availability and quality of educational resources, staffing, training, and learning support services. ESP often requires customized materials, up-to-date resources, professional input from subject specialists, and teacher training. Without sufficient funding, institutions may rely on generic materials that do not reflect the learner's real needs. So, financial constraints are not just administrative problems, they directly shape learning quality. Learner expectations and classroom roles. In some contexts, learners expect the teacher to be the main authority and source of knowledge. In others, active participation and discussion are encouraged. If an ESP teacher introduces interactive tasks such as simulations, case studies, or peer feedback, learners may initially feel uncomfortable if these methods conflict with their educational background. Questions to ask. Do learners expect teacher-centered instruction? Are they comfortable with discussion and role play? Do they value memorization or problem solving? Are they used to questioning the teacher? For example, in some classrooms, students may hesitate to speak because they fear making mistakes publicly. In other settings, learners may expect practical, task-based instruction and may become disengaged if the course feels too theoretical. Understanding these expectations helps the teacher choose suitable methods and introduce innovation gradually. Scheduling and timing. When does learning take place? Many ESP learners are adults, university students in demanding programs, or working professionals. Their schedules are often already full. Key issues. Morning versus evening classes. Intensive versus extended courses. Conflicts with work or major courses. Learner fatigue. Seasonal or workplace demands. A course scheduled at an inconvenient time may lead to low attendance, poor concentration, limited preparation, and weak engagement. For example, nurses attending after long shifts may struggle with energy and focus. Engineering students may have heavy lab schedules. Business professionals may need flexible or modular delivery. This means the timing of ESP instruction must align with learner realities. Delivery mode. ESP can be delivered in face-to-face, online, or blended formats. Each has strengths and challenges. Each mode has implications for interaction, access, flexibility, authenticity, and assessment. Face-to-face teaching allows spontaneous interaction, role plays, immediate feedback, and stronger group dynamics. Online teaching provides flexibility, broader access, and asynchronous participation. However, online ESP may make certain speaking tasks, simulations, or hands-on activities more difficult. Therefore, the mode of delivery should be selected based on learner needs, resources, and course objectives. Interconnection of factors. It is important to remember that these factors do not operate separately. They are interconnected. Environmental limitations may reflect institutional funding. Cultural expectations may affect classroom participation. Logistics may be constrained by institutional policy. Technology access may shape methodology. For example, if funding is limited, the physical and digital environment may suffer. If institutional policy demands large classes, interaction may decrease. If cultural norms discourage open discussion, communicative activities may need careful adaptation. If learners have demanding schedules, teachers may need blended learning solutions. Learning situation analysis helps us see the whole picture. Learning situation analysis is essential in English for specific purposes because it ensures that course objectives, content selection, and teaching strategies reflect the real conditions of the classroom. It bridges the gap between learners' communicative needs and what can realistically be taught effectively, considering time, resources, and available support. By taking into account environmental factors and constraints, teachers can anticipate challenges, make timely adjustments, and select suitable materials and activities. As a result, ESP courses remain academically sound, practical, inclusive, and sustainable for long-term implementation.